Welcome to another great episode of American Rifleman Television, brought to you by Ruger, rugged, reliable firearms. Now, my friend Les Baer, the owner of Les Baer Custom, produces some of the finest 1911s here in the United States, and that's why I sent Brian Sheets for an inside look. This week's Rifleman Review is one of the most interesting .45 compact pistols we've ever seen, and that's the Smith & Wesson Shield. And speaking of compact pistols, really one of the pioneers in the concealed carry game was the Star Firestar, and that's this week's I Have This Old Gun. But right now, let's head for Les Baer.
The big myth was years ago, even 20 years ago, that the 1911 was going to go by the wayside. Never did, never will. It's still very popular, and just the way it fits your hand. It's just something, the way it fits your hand, that it's so easy to handle, and they flat out work. For a carry gun, you can't beat them, just can't beat them.
We're in LeClaire, Iowa at Les Baer Custom, and we're talking with Josh Wallace, who's a 14-year employee here, and he's a barreler. Josh, tell us a little bit about how you barrel a high-quality Les Baer Custom .45.
Basically, we're taking the barrel, the bushing, the slide stop, and the frame, and fitting it all in one, all by hand. So we'll sand the bushing to fit the barrel. We'll sand the bushing to fit the slide, the barrel hood. Same thing with the frame and the slide stop. And then hand file the lugs and hand fit the link to all fit in one, for each gun having its own fitment.
So with Browning's design, you had that barrel locking up with those lugs in the slide, and all of that's kind of course, it's a tilting barrel design, so all of that's kind of having to come together and lock correctly at the same moment, right?
I call it a controlled bind.
Okay.
It's basically you're putting all those parts in a bind.
Okay.
So it's controlled by the way it's fit to the lower lug, to the slide stop, to the upper lug, and the slide itself.
Okay. And that's where you get the accuracy from, is the
Correct.
consistency of that bind happening the same way each time.
Yes.
Each shot.
Everything to do with the major components or forged components. Then we machine them. We machine them all oversized or undersized, depending on where the location is. So like on a sliding frame, there ain't no way that sliding frame will ever go together. That's where we draw file. We take the time to draw file that for that perfect fit. Never use a lapping compound. We never did, never will. You can't get it out. I don't care if it's water-based, whatever. We don't use it.
To watch this entire episode on Outdoor Channel, contact your TV provider today.